Alright. So, we started Sinos chapter, but it is going really, really slowly. So we are trying to figure out who's selling the canned knowledge. And we ran into some people, and now Sinos telling us something that happened to him in the past.
His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected Matra. You'll have the chance to meet him someday. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous. I'm already used to such grueling conditions, but I don't want to see you two get hurt.
So you are admitting that you will protect me?
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
We've also experienced a lot of sticky situations.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be long till we're at the bottom of this.
Yeah, Lumine has been targeted by multiple people. Like, Child tried to kill her with Osile, so like, what do you want?
And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
I've also fought the Electro Archon, fought a giant dragon. I've even fought one of the Harbingers. Well, we fought two, because if you count Child and Sonora. Yeah, we've been through a lot ourselves. And we keep getting attacked by fucking Aether's Abyss Lectors, because he's a bastard. That every time they appear, I can't take it seriously. I start laughing. Why would they show me that? I guess that's an easier way to get to where I'm going. Woo! Oh. It's like they don't appear until you're right at that moment. I've noticed. That wasn't the one I wanted, but whatever. Okay. We're near the Eye of the Storm. Alright, hold on. I don't want to waste it on her, but we're probably going to have to. She's so loud. I also found out that her voice actress is 2B from Nier Automata. It's Kira. Oh, shit. See, I can get her to 60, but the problem is Hazo needs the exact same things that she does. So if I get her to 60, it'll really, really fuck him up. Because, he needs these, right? And I already have 4. And now he needs 4 more. And every time you fight the snake, that gives you 2, so it's like 2, 4, 6, 8. I would have to fight it 4 more times. I only needed 2, and now I need 4. I fucked it up for him now. I want to focus on characters I like more, so I kind of feel like getting him to 70 and having her wait to get to 60, because I don't really use her and haven't even used her yet either. So, I don't know what I want to do. I do like Hazo more than Shinobu, so I feel like I want to focus on him more. I don't know why she's in front of him, though. What the fuck? Ah. I got lucky when I got Child, I must say. I really, really got lucky. I also have Xiao and even the Electro Archon. I haven't been able to get Zhongli or Venti. It's like out of all the gods, the only one who wanted to join me was A, which is funny, because I kind of do like her a lot. I mean, I like the other two a lot, too. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I'm also fucking injured. Oop. My controller does that. I don't know. I like pretty much all the gods I've encountered. I've already seen the way Kusanali plays. I have a friend, my friend Lupus Areus has been leaking stuff. He just posts it. He's not the one who leaks it. He gets it from there's a website called Bilibili or Bilibili. That website is what's leaking shit, not me, not him. That's where he gets it from. That's where anybody finds stuff about. He even showed how big Scarra's like Gundam, I've been calling it Mecha, but how big his Gundam model really is. And you're basically like if you see the full size of he's going to be a boss in version 3.2, which is coming out here in a week, like 6 more days, I think. They said, but you never know. You're basically like a small cat in comparison. It's like massive. And I don't even know how I feel about it. That's why when you his boss battle, they actually have you on a platform and it comes up to the middle of the chest because the full model of the thing is so big you would never be able to fight it. It's impossible. Maybe we should take a break.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer. This is not a good place to rest anyway.
It's the eye of the storm. How is his feet not burning? Have you ever stepped on hot sand before? That is not a fun time.
Okay. But don't you feel hot too, Sino?
Of course. But I'm accustomed to these conditions.
I mean, he's practically almost kind of naked. He hardly has any clothes on. He just got like some shoulder armor and shorts. That's literally all he's wearing.
Care to share any tips? Paimon's about to melt away.
Well, yeah, you're wearing fucking long sleeves and a fucking scarf like it's winter. I mean, her legs are exposed, but everything else isn't.
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you start to give in is when you'll feel more tired. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. We must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
How about we all enter my serenity pot and chill out?
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe place to rest? Paimon thinks this is a perfectly safe place to stop.
What is that dark thing that's like melting through the sand behind her on the right? What is that a shadow of?
Just look around. It's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around. Whoa! Where did these scorpions come from?
You know, the sand.
Watch out. Something's not right about them.
Oh no. I was going to, when I was in that menu, oh my god, I'm gonna have to start doing it like this. I was going to equip my status buff thingies, but I didn't. I should have just did it. Why was I second guessing? Why was I second guessing? Oh my god, what the fuck.
Illusion shattered! Forth, my toilet!
Shit! That was easy.
Well, Paimon really didn't expect to see those here.
Well, I like to combine my elements. So if you pull out the bear Goba with Shanling and then launch, if you have a Dendro character, launch their Dendro attack, their skill, it'll add burning or bludgeon, kind of both. And then if you add Electro to the Pyro, it'll add Electro Charge. And then depending, you can throw ice in there too. I usually just do it because Changyin has extra damage. But if you also have a water character, which you wouldn't be able to have that many elements at once, but basically you can combine Dendro with Pyro and Electro. Those three alone do a lot of damage. Cryo is just there to add to it.
Those weren't just normal scorpions.
They were genetically modified.
See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. They were raised by someone.
So you mean we killed someone's plants? Pets.
Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here, nobody would ever know.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard down.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so how could they know where we are? Stay still.
What? I've been marked with a tracking device.
Here's the answer. They must have planted this on you.
Huh? What is it?
A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use this to discern your approximate location, but this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharawar also be involved? But that doesn't seem right.
How could they have put that right where he looked? He looked right where her elemental's glowing. Like, it's not like the middle of her stomach. It's like kind of below her chest a little bit. Under the sternum bone, in between that space, right where your ribs end. They would have gotten really close to put that on her dress right on that exact spot. Somebody would have had to, like, touch her stomach. And nobody touched her as far as I know. What the fuck?
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing even existed! Why would it be on her?
Yeah, no one touched me. You think they dart shot it at me from a distance?
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier.
I'm sorry.
It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice the device.
Well, good thing you were able to find it, Sino. Now let's get rid of it.
No. Hold on to it for now. It might still be useful for us. Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
You know, I'm an artist myself. A lot of people don't know that. They think that I just do the whole YouTube thing. I've been an artist since I was 12. Him pulling the tracking device off of her, I wonder if I can do some fan art of him, like, pulling it off of her, but the way it looks in my mind, it looks wrong. Maybe I better not do that. Because it would be like her, like, on the sand, and him, like, over her pulling it off of, like, that little spot. It's kind of like her chest. I could easily do that. And they did put a good image of it on the screen for me to look at it, so I could draw it accurately. It's like a little circle with green symbols. Don't you do it.
They're back again! How many of them are there?
Do I fight them? Yeah. Oh my god.
There is no escape! Swift and merciful!
Yeah, see, crowd just adds extra damage, but it's mainly my fire that's doing all the damage. Feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm insane. How do I open this? Usually things like this are by fire torches. I see 2. There's usually 4. Hold on. 1, because there's 1 there. There's 1 down there. Usually they light up around in 3 areas. These only ever have 3. Okay, the 3rd one's there. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. Where are you? I need you.
More companions! Hooray!
I guess. It's easier now that I have a new controller. My other one would drift so bad I couldn't aim. It was annoying. But this one's a new controller, so I have to break it in. Ah, fuck. There's a 4th one. I underestimated this. It would have to be behind me somewhere. Well, they can't put them all in the same spot. So if there's 1 up there, 1 down here, and 1 down here, then the other one would have to be within the same range. Hold on. I need a wind character. Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Let's move before the trail go. It's all coming out now.
Don't say it like that, please. Like I was saying in my last video, I don't like to focus on the voice actors because it decharacterizes and I don't hear the character, I only hear their voice actor. So I've been trying to avoid figuring out who they are. I saw his and I was just like, I still hear Hazo as Hazo. I don't hear the guy who voices him, which is good. I don't want that. I don't know if I want to keep him, but he's one of my strongest. Which is why, if you notice, when I go to change my characters, see how my character order is different now? It has characters that I don't really care for at the bottom, and ones that I do at the top. See, Toma should be up here, but it's all based on their levels, so I can't do nothing about it.
This world
But
is
supposedly when you go to, like this, and you go to characters, you'll have a follow, see how they have stars on them? It's basically follow and unfollow based on who you like. So if I choose to follow her, it'll bring her up. See, there's other characters I like I like Shincho, but not a lot. I do like Garo, but not super a lot. Same thing with Noelle, and I like Mona, but not really a lot. Kaya's okay. I don't care for Jean, or Diona, or Rosaria, or Xinyan. Amber's overused. I don't really care for Bennett either, or Lisa. I don't really care for Ningguang either. So that's why they're all down here. See, she's new, and I pretty much like her so far. So I don't really have anything against her. I have nothing to say. That's a new animation. Have I seen that one before? I wish they would let you put characters you like the most and actually arrange them yourself, but they don't. You would think they would. It's not a big deal, but it would be cool if you could put them up with who you like. That way it's easier to get to characters, you know what I mean? It's faster to get to who you use more versus based on level. Because there's some characters you will use more than others.
Is this where the action is?
There's no one here.
Yeah, not a single soul. Maybe they're on break right now or something.
Or maybe they knew we were coming and ran away.
They didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our arrival, but even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker and warned everyone to clear out.
Aw, what should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
Why is Celestia significantly bigger? What the fuck? Did they change it again? Every update that thing changes, it rotates and gets closer and bigger. And there's like supposed to be a tall tower in the middle. It used to have like a circle with like a star symbol. And now they changed it to just one single tower that doesn't have a circle top on the top of it anymore. Why do they keep changing it? I'm curious as to why. Probably because people keep leaking Celestia. There's people like on mobile showing glitches on how to reach it, and there's like a trophy you get called Far Flying or something, or Celestia. And there's people that have been breaking it and getting achievements early. And then there was somebody saying that Conrea is actually hidden under the ground, and they were trying to break through it to get to it, and there's just people exploiting the game too much, and I feel like that's why Mihoyo keeps changing stuff.
Alright, let's take a good look around the area.
But that happens with any game, though. People will leak anything. Is he walking around? No, that's just that thing over there. A large amount of canned knowledge has been piled here, enough to fetch an extremely large amount of more at the market. Calm down, calm down. Ordinary canned knowledge seems to have nothing to do with the Court of Desolation. Scattered footprints have not completely been buried by the wind and sand, but it is impossible to speculate on the direction the merchants escaped went. Like, it's hard to tell where they went. The sumpter beast is drinking water leisurely and seems to be completely unaffected. They just abandoned it?
Did you find anything?
No.
No, nothing in particular.
Only some average-looking knowledge capsules, because does he know I have elemental vision? Since we've met in Sino, we have not told him that I can control the elements, and we have not told him that I have elemental vision, so does he know? I mean, how would he know if he doesn't know?
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, so they carried those off. But don't worry, I have another idea. You two start heading back the way we came. I will remain hidden here. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then.
So that's why you wanted me to carry the tracking device.
They packed up in a hurry and didn't have time to carry off all their goods. They won't just leave them here. Once they think we've left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings. We just need to make sure the tracker goes far enough from here to make them assume that it's safe to come back.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll lure them out because they'll think we've left. Okay, we'll start heading away and leave this place to you.
Yes, and don't worry. If they dare to return, I'll make sure they stay.
Are you sure you're okay with that?
There's no time to lose. Leave as soon as you're ready.
Sino, you're so cool. I wish you would come with me, but I'm not gonna get you just by saying that. I don't have enough anyway. What am I at right now? Like 30 something? 24. Fuck me. Trying to get him and Venti both is like asking for too much. I know that I could probably only get one since I have to put a lot of mission. I have to put a lot of wishes onto one of them because it increases my chance of getting them every time. And I can't put the same amount onto both banners. It's impossible unless I was to use real money, and I don't have that kind of money to do that. Even if I did, I don't think I would. The only time I would ever spend money is if I was guaranteed to get that character. That is the only time I would ever spend a fuck ton of money. Like if they said we're selling Sino or Venti on PlayStation Store for like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say $50 or $30, but if they said I can get the character for $20 plus a weapon, I would have bought that a long time ago. I would have spent money on that. These ones are usually timed particles. Hold on, I can't see. If she can't see it, it ain't gonna connect. They wouldn't do that though. I still can't fucking see because I'm tilted. Oh, I see what you did. Well, if that's the case, I'll never figure it out. They blocked me with a wall. Yeah, I would only do that if I was guaranteed to get that character. But if it's not guaranteed, then I wouldn't even spend money like that. Come on. Drop her, drop her. Okay. But they wouldn't, but if they were to actually sell their characters, that way, if you could use real money to just buy the character, I would already have all the characters I wanted. I would actually spend real money on them too. But I wouldn't spend no fucking $50 or $30. 20's even pushing it. If they were selling the character for like $10, because it's just the character by themselves. You still have to ascend them and get them artifacts and a weapon. But if they were selling the character for that price, I would have already bought them. I would dish money out that way. I'm sure a lot of other people would too, because then you actually get what you want. There's a lot of other games that do that already.
So tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right?
Yeah, this is far enough. We should go a little further. Well, we don't want to leave Sino too far. Maybe here?
Yay! Let's rest for a little while before we go back to find Sino. It's probably about time for us to head back to the auction. Let's go! Maybe Sino's finally found some leads!
Well, we don't know that for certain. I usually use Hazo because it's easier, but because when it comes to which Traveler I like, I don't really care for Geo Traveler. I usually use Electro because it's one of my highest leveled ones. Like my Dendro the Dendro element her attack, base attack, is stronger, but everything else is like at a 7 when it comes to my Electro and Animo and Geo. My Geo one is like the weakest one, but I don't really like the elemental skill or the attack, like the whole foot stomp bullshit. And the only thing I like is the meteor, summoning the rocks that can help me climb things or solve puzzles. But I actually like the Electro and Animo ones more. Those are my two favorites. The Danger one's pretty fun too, though. Being able to summon like a lotus flower thingy that attacks. But I don't know. I still like the Electro one more. I killed it. I like her because you can just go with it.
And away I go!
Also, these don't fly away from you. Animals and birds and stuff like that, they don't fly away when she's near. It's kind of funny, I wanted her a long time ago and then I got her. That's why I'm not too upset if I don't get characters I want, because it just means I wasn't meant to get that character at that time. That I'll get them eventually. That's kind of how I've been trying to think of it. I've been trying to stay positive. You know, it's not a big deal if I can't get them. I'm not gonna let it really super get to me. I mean, yeah, sure it sucks, but you know, I have a lot of characters to work on anyway.
This world is full of...
This world is full of the moon and fucking giant red lava triangle powers. Don't do nothing, don't do nothing, don't do nothing. They didn't actually do anything, huh? Wait, are you telling me that guy is guarding this? Yup. Did he just say fall off of judgment? What the fuck does that even mean? Bro. What a fuck.
From whence you came, a touch of frost.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Inazuma shines eternal!
Yes! Take it, boys! Take it! Give me my negative page! Come on!
Illusion shattered!
Enigmatic! Go! The way he went limp over that box, you're not escaping me. Fucking drop one. You won't escape me! The sands of time will not protect you from my fucking rage. Throw the bear. Lightning.
Shine down!
I
One with my foot.
Propagate!
Where do you think you're going?
somewhere you're not. So chests like this, they only ever give you a thing to use in your player home.
I'll keep this close.
What is that, a wall? Oh, light that thing.
Nice and spicy.
Alright. You find a bunch of those on, what was it called? Suru... Fuck, I forgot the name of the island. Oh my god. There was an island, the one where it's like lost in a mist or something. Surumi, I think. You can only ever find... You find a bunch of chests like that there. Oh, she hasn't learned it yet. Total mastery. Every time I say that, it just reminds me of those stupid maids that you see in those animes that always go around saying master like they're gonna have an orgasm. Okay. I want to save that. I used to have 11 of those. How did I get down to 10? I must have used one on... Oh yeah, I did. That's right. I did. See, everybody else can't break it. But Chang Yun breaks it in one strike. He's literally one I depend on. Watch him be like, you took too long. What the hell were you doing? And I'd be like, oh, you know, fighting dumb shit. Yeah, it's a wall. Why would I need that for my player home? I don't see myself ever using something like that. That's kind of weird. I broke it. She's yawning while flying. Please stop.
Oh, looks like Sino caught someone! So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? Alright, tell Paimon everything you know!
Does he know anything about the smuggling?
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while instead. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here. Am I right?
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Sino. If I had any idea you were still around, I wouldn't have gotten so greedy.
The hell?
Huh? Greedy? What do you mean by that?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything.
You were gonna come back and take it all for yourself?
Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but I suppose there's no use explaining it now.
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk?
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we can take the conversation elsewhere? If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That would put both me and my family in danger.
All right. Where do you suggest we go?
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be safe there.
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now, traveler.
Listen, buddy, you better not try to trick us!
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Sino's watch? Seriously, what can I even do?
I do have a teleport boy in the village. I could just use that instead of walking. Man, I still would have to walk. Either way. Also, in your loading screen, if you tap your X button, you can click through what it says at the bottom. You can see me spamming the shit out of it, so. It's like more hoarding, crafting, withering. I found that out by accident. When I was checking out my new controllers to make sure they worked every time. Because I had to exchange my controller several times, as you know. Or if you didn't know, now you do. And I finally was able to convince GameStop to give me a brand new one. They're $65, but I used my warranty, so I only had to pay like 12 something, like $13. And I basically got it for almost free. I'll have to do this later. And when I was checking the buttons, when I pushed it, I realized I could change the text at the bottom. I never knew I could do that. It's kind of like Neo 1 and 2. You can hit the directional buttons to change the tutorial. Sekiro is the same way.
Oh, we have guests? Hi there.
Hello.
This is my daughter, Seamead. She can be a little shy of strangers. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Sino in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
I'm his wife. Actually, that's a lie.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Sovereign.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Sino, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation.
Why is that?
Everything, from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Sino. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on putting this out of business?
Because it's dangerous to people. It's no different than selling drugs in today's world. Sure, you get money, but you don't know if the person you sold that drug to is going to overuse it or give it to the wrong person. You don't know that type of stuff. And just because it gets you money doesn't mean you're not damaging the lives of someone else. Like, what if you give someone something that could potentially kill them? It's not funny. I don't like to get too serious on my channel, but that did happen to my brother. A friend gave him a pill for some pain, and it turned out to be something else. And it really almost did kill him. There's been a huge breakout of drugs recently. Even on the news, they keep talking about how people keep getting their hands on fentanyl. And that's the shit that almost killed my brother. I was the one who found him collapsed on the bathroom floor. He said he took the pill, was throwing it up, and everything went black, and he doesn't even know what happened. I had to call the ambulance and everything, and they had to give him the Narcan to wake him up. He literally almost died. His skin was like yellow and purple, and he was breathing heavily. And when I was holding his wrist trying to wake him, I could feel his pulse like getting weaker. And he had been laying there for a long time before I found him. That's not something that's funny. So when it comes to drug things in real life, I don't fucking laugh at that shit. That shit does kill people. I was there in time to save my brother, but how many other people in the world aren't there to save someone and they're too late?
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
That didn't sound right.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests. Thank you.
Speaking of tea, I have brisk tea.
I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Why is he staring at her like that?
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure doesn't seem to be the case for you.
Well, it looks like he's a single parent. He's doing it for the daughter.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was hoping to ask you for a favor. My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk. That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine, and it doesn't come cheap. As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate day by day. Until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make a profit.
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than seeing her get better. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of survival. I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, Sino. Give us a way to survive.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter will...
He's using it against us.
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two completely different issues.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
Did we even drink the tea that the girl slaved over?
Look at all this.
Doesn't look like it.
Yes. All neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through inspection.
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge capsules we've seen. Maybe they contain knowledge about the Court of Desolation.
Because they're purple and not green.
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this?
Huh? Some sort of marking we've never seen before. Do you know what it is?
Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection. I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia was still a mystery. The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection. No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe.
It could be a misunderstanding.
Could I ask you for a favor, Traveler?
Yes?
Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Desolation originated from research files stored within the academia.
I guess so.
If we can enter the repository, we can find out who accessed these files. But, considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, it will only draw unnecessary attention. You'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Sure thing! Leave it to us!
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it. We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparations. You can come find me anytime if you uncover more info.
Look how that guy just walked up and didn't say nothing.
If you start sniffing around the academia, it won't be long before people catch on to you. And once word gets out, they'll soon be after my daughter and I.
Don't worry. I'll find them before things escalate that far. But if you still feel uneasy, then why don't you tell me about anyone else you know who was involved? The more information I have, the safer you will be.
All right.
Let me see something. How come his is available and... Oh, she was just the face of it. Okay. Never mind. Huh. So now we gotta go back and see if that guy will let me in there. Let's go from here. Well, I wonder, because it seems like every time they put out a banner, once that banner's duration ends, then they add on to the story. And they added version 300 and then 3.1 within a week later. So because Venti's and Sino's banner ends in 6 days, I guess once those 6 days are up, they're going to be adding on to this. Because the story is escalating too fast. They wouldn't be able to let it sit for no month or two. So they're basically taking that knowledge and they're putting into Skara, which I think is kind of like a stupid idea. Because you're just putting normal people's ideas into him. What does that do?
Hello, we meet again.
Yeah.
How's the investigation going?
Tell him everything.
Oh, so you were able to find Sino after all. I hope he's doing all right.
He's the same as always.
I read the letter, and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
I like his voice.
It's alright. We wanted to help Sino too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia.
Like, what I mean by like it has like such a pace to it where he has like the pauses at the right moment.
Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Sino, it shouldn't be a problem.
Forbidden research?
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies.
See how he has like the right pause where he's like, research, they like that part was like the right pause in between each thing. Like you can tell he's hesitant in what he's saying.
However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, the majority of the related files will be destroyed. But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded. Follow me, I'll show you. Hopefully, we'll find the answers that Sino is looking for.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous. We'd better keep an eye out.
Is it down here? Like literally?
Okay, I understand. Since Sino is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions, but I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
What the? Ah! Activates the device and a secret door opens in the wall and takes you to a horrifying tree world. It's not what I meant. It's not what I pictured when I said that. I pictured like a library and then like a giant green tree in the middle and the library is like around it. Kind of reminds me of Library Island from fucking Negima. I actually liked that anime. It was cute.
This is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
Please don't say it like that. All thanks to Sino? Do you know him? Well, all of the Matra know him. This is a stupid question.
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real secret. Sino happens to be one of them. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
I like the lamp designs in Sumeru. They're kind of very like mosaic, and I have a mosaic lamp in my room. And it's like blue and green with white and gold. And so every time I see it, I'm like, this lamp looks like it comes from the game. It's funny. Even a bag that I carry with me everywhere has similar designs. So what am I looking for? Just anything? Records of an account of a harvested researcher being sentenced to prison for deciphering forbidden documents. Okay. Here. My god. Alright, despite repeated prohibitions, research on the Court of Desolation in the past decade has increased without ceasing. Researchers who study the history of the Court of Desolation mainly go through 3 stages: discovery, investigation, and fanaticism. The earliest stage of research is the relatively basic discovery phase, which causes little to no harm. The results of their discoveries will show that treasures related to life and death may be hidden within the Court of Desolation. This is also where the rumor of bringing the dead back to life may begin. Following the initial phase of the prolonged investigation phase, all documentation regarding the location of the Court of Desolation, a lot of shuns in here, has been vague at best. As a result, the structure itself has never been truly discovered. Many researchers deplete their resources searching in the desert, only to find a scant few remaining stone tablets within the Wait, is that what those 12 tablets were for that you have to find in the desert? You have to go to 12 locations and find them? Wait, I actually have to do that then? Because it says remaining stone tablets and I have one. It's just trying to get into the other ones I can't. I tried to go to where their locations are, but I'm like blocked and I can't figure out the puzzles. And somebody was telling me you can't get into those unless you have like a staff thing or something. I don't know. Entering the Court of Desolation comes at a price of one's life. Two different interpretations of the line have quickly emerged as a result. Some believe that the price of one's life is the key to entering the Court of Desolation, while others assert that it was a requirement for the court to appear. Because the Court of Desolation has never been discovered, the latter view gradually became mainstream. So you need like a sacrifice for it to show up. As a result, many researchers went in a short period of time, overtaken by their fervent desire to make the Court of Desolation appear. They attempted to sacrifice their lives. Relevant research became increasingly dangerous and was eventually banned. Yeah, you can't have a mass amount of people just doing that. But even after that, many academia scholars secretly continued the research. It was not until 7 scholars, including the Matura Rakani, were arrested that research into the Court of Desolation entered a period of stagnation once again.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you found anything yet?
This person.
Huh, it reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
But he said the guy's name was Taj something.
His former partner. That would be Taj Radkani.
Just said that.
But you're not far off. Mortada Radkani was Taj's only son.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Sino didn't know about it.
Is there any way we could meet him?
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison. You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long way now. He used to be Sino's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the pole-arm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Mortada incident.
It probably did.
Taj was already very well known by the time Mortada was born, so when Mortada came to study at the Academia, everyone had high expectations of him. He had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of Academia rules. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree.
Oh, I get it now. Because his son basically got caught, right? And because he had to arrest his own son, and because his son in prison there are people in real life who can't stand being in prison. They freak out, and they do try to find ways to like kill themselves. So because the son had committed suicide while being in prison, I bet you the father feels like it's his fault. Like, if I hadn't arrested him, he wouldn't have done that. So it's like a whole guilt thing, which is why he disappeared.
Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance to see his son. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard him mention that to anyone.
Well, can you imagine that, though? Like, you have to arrest your son because he violates the rules of the thing that you're in or that you're doing. The academia rules that you're both in and both work for, your profession. And then he winds up doing that. Like, you would feel like it's your fault, wouldn't you? But, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own actions, but as a parent, if it's your own kid, you would feel horribly, like, strongly remorseful for years. You would probably blame yourself every day. that would have to eat away at you eventually.
Oh, that's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
You said Taj comes here.
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research, but this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect, because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone that was involved in that was arrested, and then his son died or killed himself, so the only one who still has access to the files and can come here freely whenever they want is Taj. He is the one who's doing it. How is Sino going to react to that, though? That was his former partner. That's got to be a massive slap in the face.
However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the academia without anyone ever noticing.
Because what it is because canned knowledge, you just extract knowledge from someone's mind. So they basically, Taj read all of the documents and stored it in his own mind, and then it was extracted into the capsules so anyone would be able to, like, read it. It's like speed reading a whole book. You can have somebody read it and then extract that knowledge out of their mind, and then it's just instantly implanted to you. So it's like you automatically know how to do it and automatically know what it is. It's no simple than teaching someone how to drive a car. It's like you drive it, you learn how. Take that knowledge out of your mind and put it into somebody else, and suddenly they're a massive, like, pro driver all of a sudden.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Or even bring the dead back to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Taj is trying to bring Mortada back. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Let's go around and ask somewhere else.
Oh, now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the academia, right?
Yes.
There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Taj. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Well, how can you prevent it if the guy's tarnishing it himself?
Alrighty then, let's go ask around.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, why are you so fucking tall? My bird. Hold on. Mechanical life form. Records of an account of Spentman research who have expelled from the academia and study mechanical life forms. Yeah, we already know about that. Tanari told us. I like how blue this door is. Blue is one of my favorite colors. There's 2 different points. Come on. Wow, I like how that's automatically loaded. Normally my game freaks out. I call that Zhongli's border. You see where the chasm is? How it kind of starts to spiral, the mountain? I call that's Zhongli's border. That's what I've been calling it.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
So if you ever hear me say Zhongli's border, I'm talking about the chasm.
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal?
No.
The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even